Listen.
You're a genius, Jason.
You just might be, my dog.
You are.
But that's not how we're going to start this podcast, my guy.
No.
Listen, I'm going to need everybody to catch what I'm putting down here, because this is the first time we've started a podcast like this. So I'm going to need the crew to pay attention.
Okay.
You guys ready? Yeah. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear J Beach, J Trav. I am J Travis on Instagram, best producer in New Mexico.
Son.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh, man.
Let's go.
That was beautiful, fellas. I appreciate it. I really do.
Jay is 67 years old today. Jay, how's
Yes,
it going,
sir.
bro? How's the hip?
Good, bro.
How's
good.
the hip?
Pop
That's
back in
good.
place today
Pop
on the way
back.
over here. So
You obviously have a great skincare routine for being 73.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we could
Ladies
get it.
and gentlemen, he blacks his beard with actual coal.
It's crazy. That has
It's
been passed
beautiful.
down from his ancestors.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
his ancestors'
Yeah.
coal.
It's an ancient coal routine.
They brought it from Italy when they first came to New York.
Yeah.
there it is.
When they
Crazy.
took over the olive oil business.
Crazy. So, Jay,
What's good, bro?
when I think about birthdays, bro, I start thinking about lessons and life. So in your life on this planet, in the years that you've been here and the knowledge you've collected, is there something that you stick with that you remember every day because of time and because of lessons through years?
Yeah. Mainly that you just can't take anything too serious. You gotta just let life go and you adapt and evolve as it happens. But you gotta enjoy it. Enjoy each moment, even with the fam, the kids, in debt, broke. You gotta just take it for what it is, learn from it, and enjoy it, bro. Like you can't hold on to anything in this life. You know what I mean?
I like that. That's a good one.
I dig it.
You might be right, Leonard.
What's that?
Motherfucker might be a genius.
I think so.
You know what I'm saying?
I think so.
It was the Duke City genius, my guy. I remember them eras.
Damn
Yeah.
it.
I remember them days. He was claiming it. He was manifesting it into reality.
Exactly.
Manifesting it. Yeah, that was a
It
long
came.
time
It
ago,
came in a
bro.
whole different way.
You can't take
Nice.
you can't take it too serious, doc, 'cause we can't take none of this shit with us when we leave.
No.
All of that shit goes away. The shit you're stressing about, 9 times out of 10 doesn't make it into year 2 or 3.
Real, yeah, for real.
And if
yeah.
it is, man, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
You better move around a little bit.
Yeah. Yep.
I like that
path.
one.
Thank you.
Try a
bro.
new
Thank
path.
you.
Try a new path. So what's the plans for the birthday, Jay?
Man, just some family dinner after this. Probably grab a beer with a couple of the homies and my brother, Chad. And then other
Nice.
than that, man, just probably lay low. Back to work tomorrow, dog.
Yeah, the adult shit.
The bullshit.
The adult shit. You got a birthday party that stands out to you where you were wilding? That doesn't get you in trouble with Juanita?
Yikes. But yeah, back in high school.
Yeah.
It's been a long time, dog. But yeah, back in high school.
I mean,
they
you're
threw-
82
they
years
threw
old.
me-
Yeah.
That was
They had
during the
high
Great-
schools?
That was
Damn.
during the Great Depression.
They had high schools. But yeah, we threw. It was like a ditch party, but stay in school, go to school, go to class. But now we threw like a ditch party for my birthday, and it was like Cinco de Mayo, like everybody.
I was about to
parties.
say it's the end of the school year anyway. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but so we threw like a ditch party, and it got a little out of hand. But other than that, it was pretty chill.
How old
Yeah.
are you during that party?
What, 18, 17, 18?
Oh,
Something like that. So
Nice.
that's
yeah.
the years that you're supposed to be wilding out.
wilding.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? You're bounce back.
I mean, I probably
It's a
wasn't.
little more
I probably
bouncy.
wasn't wilding like.
Hey, why you gotta bring up old shit? Don't be looking over here,
Whoa,
dog.
I didn't even say who.
Hey,
Right.
Someone's all guilty of
Pointed.
it.
I felt the energy. I felt the judgment. I felt the judgment. But yeah, man, I barely made it out of my teenage years. Praise Jesus, I made it out
Hey,
that
bro,
shit.
Well,
Amen.
good, bro.
Hey.
I'm glad y'all did, man.
Hey.
Me
salute.
too. We wouldn't be here. Salute. I mean, I wouldn't be here to see Jay turn 97.
Yeah.
God damn.
In 2 months, bro. 97.
Holy shit.
What'd you say I was?
bro.
83 today? 97 in 2 months, bro.
You're officially 55. Shit's crazy.
Damn.
Bro.
It just keeps
Crazy. Yesterday I was older than you, and now you're older than me by
Yeah,
years.
bro. Yeah, let me know if you need anything, dog.
By
You got
years.
any questions?
right.
Nah, but that was a good one, bro. Like, it reminds my grandpa used to say wisio, right? Wisdom. And as you get older, I feel like that's the main thing you should be striving for
Wisdom.
is being wiser than you were before.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not, then my dude, you're doing something wrong here, Doug. Pick up a fucking book or just go for a fucking walk. You ain't got to just learn from books and other people's words. Experiencing life should be enough to teach you some shit, right?
Yeah.
That's why you're going to get good advice if you ask the right elders, right?
Yeah, I think so.
That's why, I always, that's what makes me think for birthdays. I always want to learn from other people, learn from their experiences. Because I went through a whole time in my life when if I would have just listened to my pops and the shit that he was telling me was playing out, it was a play-by-play of exactly how it was going to go.
Yeah.
But I was too stubborn and hard-headed to fucking listen. I had to learn on my own, which there's some, significance to that, having to learn it on your own. But, man, if I had just listened just a little more,
Yeah.
God, I'd have saved myself some shit.
Yeah, it takes a lot though to be able to like take that input because it's almost like not criticism, bro, but you're like, man, don't tell me what the fuck to do.
Especially
You know
at
what I'm
that
saying?
younger age.
Yeah, but like when you're able to just be when you can at least embrace it and be like, okay, yeah, that's cool. I can't use that right now, but that's cool. I appreciate the insight, but
I think it's a real blessing to be young and have discernment to that level. A lot of people don't, and they don't have the confidence to utilize it, even if they do. Because when I was a kid, one thing I couldn't stand more than anything was a hypocrite. Could not stand someone telling me these are the rules, and then you're breaking the rules. You know what I'm saying? I can't stand it. So that was always a thing. Like when I was young, it's like you can tell that these people are not honest. You know what I mean? However, what are you going to do about it? You know what I mean? Are you going to actually cut them out of your life? Do you have the wherewithal and the confidence? Like a lot of young people don't. You know what I'm saying? They don't have the confidence to just be like, man, fuck y'all. Y'all are wrong. I'm right. And to ride with it. So I see it in my kids a little bit. And it's one of those things where it's like you want to kind of have a harness on it.
Yeah.
But, it's like mom and dad aren't perfect. We know that. You should know that too. We love you, but, we're going to give you our best advice. It might not be all the advice you need. Like if my son wants to be a billionaire, you probably shouldn't ask me because I'm not a billionaire.
You ain't achieved that
Yeah.
yet.
It's like, it's going to take a little while.
But at the same time, like, learning from where you're at, because you're not a billionaire, obviously, yeah. But learning from why you're not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But
Not that you did
yeah.
anything bad or wrong
Yeah.
or anything, but it's like, well, like for me, for instance, bro, like sometimes my parents grew up poor, bro. So like my pops got a really good job at Intel. He came into money, like, it comes and goes, bro, like that. So like I realized that I have their spending habits. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't have money when they were kids. So it's like when they had it, it was like gone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so I'm learning from that because at least like now I'm like, well, shit. I opened up like my individual IRA. You know what I'm saying? So that way I'm taking care of me, bro. Because my job right now doesn't offer matching IRA or doesn't even offer health and anything. So I'm trying to do all that type of shit. But me, when I realized that like I have their spending habits on that, and it trickles down into other stuff. But that really clicked up here with me. So I was like, well, I don't want to just keep spending shit on clothes or music equipment. Like I gotta think about long-term shit.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So again, that comes along with
Age
being
and
87,
wisdom.
bro. Or how old am I?
Being
93?
92 years old,
92.
you should have an IRA, dog. Multiple, right? I find it crazy you ain't got health insurance and you're a senior citizen. That's fucking crazy, Jay.
AARP, dog.
Bro, we need
There
to
you
get him
go.
some health insurance. That hip ain't gonna hold up. Wait,
Social Security.
very much longer.
Got you.
I agree with what Lemwers was saying because I remember being a kid and, when I first found out that people that were really close to me were using drugs, right? I always knew, right? I always knew. And that didn't bother me. It really didn't because I feel like children thrive with truth. We when we're children, we seek it out, right? Truth doesn't hurt us as much as our parents think that it does, right? So when you see somebody that you're supposed to trust, that's supposed to teach you things, and they're saying, don't do what I do what I say, and they're not living by what they're trying to speak on, and they're not telling you the truth,
Right.
and not because they're vindictive or they're some kind of bad person. In their mind, they feel like they're protecting you, right? But not telling you the truth, especially something like that, and trying to hide it from you and making you feel and look like you're stupid and crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, it fucking
insulting.
pissed me off.
Yeah.
It pissed me off. I'm like, and that made me more angry than anything else.
Yeah.
So I feel like I kind of like lashed out in a way where I was like, when I have kids, ain't shit off the table, bro. I'm going to be transparent about everything.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like how I approached it. Like I remember thinking to myself, and I think it was because I had Dom at such an early age. I was still in my...
You were still growing up.
I was still... Yeah, man. I was still a kid. So I was still rebellious. So in my mind, I thought to myself, I'm not going to have Dom out here saying, fuck this, fuck that, you stupid bitch, blah, 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 cussing, right? But I remember people telling me not to do something, and it made me want to do it just because they were telling me not to do it so much. So in my mind, I thought to myself, well, listen, cuss words are cuss words. They exist.
Yeah.
You're gonna use them. We're using them in the fucking first grade, man. Just away from our parents.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I took the approach of like, listen, these words exist. You ain't gonna be saying them around here all crazy, letting fucks and shits and bitches fly.
Right.
But there's moments where that emotion for that word is 1,000% correct. You know? And it's funny because the first time Dom let a cuss word fly, he was probably... When did you cut your arm, Dom? How old were you?
Probably like 5 or 6.
He was about 5 or 6, and he was staying the night at my sister's house, and she was moving, so her apartment was in shambles. He goes to reach for like a pizza, and she had one of those tables that had those little square glass pieces in the middle, but it wasn't on all the way. So he reached for the pizza, and it fell, and the glass cut his wide open. I'm talking all the way down to the muscle. And I wasn't there, so my sister calls freaking out. So I run to the hospital, and Dom's in there just pale, right, freaked out. He's like, "I'm dying, Dad, I'm dying," and like, oh man, it broke my heart, right? So I got there with him, and I calmed him down. And his arm, bro, the scar's still super fucking gnarly.
Really?
And Dom's 35, right? Nobody's age is correct,
Damn,
bro.
I was like,
Everyone's
damn.
getting it. You had him at 3? That's crazy. So they had to come in and they had to stitch it. But before they stitched it, they got to shoot the numbing stuff inside of it.
Right.
And bro, you seen all the layers of his skin, all the way down to the muscle. You could see
Yeah.
the bicep flexing when he would move. So when they put the needle into his arm, Dom goes, shit, shit, shit. And then he realized and he goes, poopy, poopy. and it was done. And then I looked at him, I told him, listen, Ito, that was the exact time to use the word shit.
Yeah.
Perfect emotion. You still
Right.
caught yourself. You knew you probably shouldn't still be saying it.
Yeah.
Caught
Right.
yourself, fixed it in the middle.
Yeah.
Of you
You
getting
don't,
work
you don't
done.
say it in Miss Wilson's
Yeah,
class
yeah.
in 3rd grade. You don't say it then, bro.
You don't tell your mom this food tastes like shit, right? You don't drop fuck.
Right.
But I took that approach, and it might have been because I was younger, but I think it comes from me not like, it just pissed me the fuck off.
Yeah.
Don't fucking lie to me.
Yeah.
I just don't see a benefit because the truth's gonna come out, and it's just gonna be more stuff that you end up having to fucking talk to your therapist about.
Integrity is the biggest thing.
Integrity, bro.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
admit when you're wrong. Like that's a
Yeah.
big thing, bro. Like
To your
And then-
children especially.
Even on the flip side, like being the child, like for all the parents out there, I think looking back on it now, that approach you guys took, I still don't like cuss around them like that often,
Right.
especially like my mom. It's just a respect thing, They
Yeah.
showed that, and then
Right.
you show that in return.
Right.
See what I
like
mean?
that. Yeah. So it's
I
not
was
like you
right,
can- yeah.
they were wrong. Make some motherfucking noise for me being advanced at 16.
Right. Right. Well, I think you were close enough to the feeling that you could empathize with it, and you knew to go a different route. And I think that's usually the best case scenario. Is like learn from your being raised by your parents, and if there's anything you can change it. Try not to forget how you felt when it was you.
And also, like Jay said, don't be scared to admit when you're wrong.
Yeah.
Your children pay attention to you more than you realize.
Yeah.
They really do.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah. And they love you more, and they
Than you
forgive
realize.
you more.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh my God.
No,
Yeah.
like you almost, it's almost to the point where like you can't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
even if you're the worst piece of shit on the face of the earth.
Yeah,
You know
it's
what I mean?
hard for kids to separate from their parents, and that's why it's such a traumatic thing when parents like fuck up and fuck their kids up. It's like, how could you do that? You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Not only does this person like think the world of you, it's like you're the entire world to them. You know, they don't understand the world without you.
Yep. Yep. So
Well,
on
you
that
got
heavy
heavy.
note,
Yeah.
on that heavy
Yeah.
note, it's because Jay grew up in the Great Depression.
Right,
He's bringing
yeah,
these Great
dog.
Depression vibes over here for his birthday.
I want you guys to learn from my,
Be learned
my
it.
Great Depression days,
Right.
bro.
Have integrity.
He's over here. Yeah, have integrity. Save your railroad bonds.
And get a job.
And Johnny, hurry the fuck up and intro the pod.
Yes.
There you go.
You are now tuned in to Respect the Connect. I'm your host, Johnny James. I'm here with a few of my nearest and dearest. My old colleague here, Jason Trav's in the building. What's poppin', old man Jay?
I'm a motherfucking hit now,
I
dog.
heard
Shit.
all about it. My hits poppin'. Landword's in the building. What's
going on?
cracking, Landwords?
What's cracking? Let's
Crack
see.
is still cracking.
Crack is always cracking.
They
It's
always
it's gonna be
cracking.
Crackerjack season for a while now. Sorry,
Crackerjack season.
it's Crackerjack season.
Whoa.
On the other side, production. How we sounding?
Crispy.
We in focus.
Yes.
Episode 62 makes some motherfucking noise, old man Jason.
Bam.
Hey, whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm about to cut that shit
Still
now.
Hey, no
swift on the buttons. He's still swift on the buttons.
Skip it. So we've wasted a little. Well, not wasted. We needed
Yeah.
to have that conversation.
Yeah.
But now, we getting into the
Okay.
real. We getting into the weeds here,
It's about
fellas.
to go down.
This is gonna be the
Fuck
third.
your birthday.
Fuck the birthday.
Fuck the life advice.
Yeah, nah, man. We
Beef.
about to get into the beef drama.
Let's go.
Man. So it's been a week, right?
Yeah.
Since the last pod.
Yeah.
And Kendrick hadn't dropped nothing at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You guys heard me lie on camera and say that I was done with the shenanigans,
But
that
now-
the beef was over.
Now's your time to let people know that you fucked up.
I did. I
Yeah.
fucked
Integrity.
up.
You made a
Hey,
mistake.
play his fuck up too, Craig. Right? Play his fuck
A
up too.
wise man once said, "Play his fuck up too."
I
bro."
said I was done. Lie detector test determined that was a lie. I thought Kendrick wasn't gonna drop. Lie detector test also determined that was a lie.
Yeah.
I don't even know where to start here.
Mm.
I guess we start with Euphoria,
Yeah.
the first drop that
Yeah.
came out literally like the day after we recorded the pod.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, God damn.
Yeah, it was like later that day.
For real.
And so when I first heard it, right, it was fucking sick, dog. Kendrick he raps his ass off, right?
Yeah.
There's no taking that ever away from Kendrick. The first run through of Euphoria, the first time I listened to it, I'm like, damn, that was dope. I don't feel like he uncovered any new ground. That was my first
one, yeah.
run through. Right? When
Okay.
I first listened to it, I'm like, okay, man, he didn't hit me with anything new, right? It was what Pusha T had already started on, and just my first run through. And then I listened to it again. I'm like, oh, this sounds like this is the beginning of something. It sounded like Kendrick was playing with his food, the second run through.
Yeah.
And then I kind of kept running it back. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? This isn't what I expected. I didn't expect the response to sound like that.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't know why I felt like there was something missing. And now I know why. Because it was the first chapter.
Right.
And the rest of the book was waiting to be written. And that's where we are now. Len Wirtz,
Yeah.
what you thinking? How you feeling? Where we at? What the fuck is happening here, bro?
There's a lot going on. There's a lot to unpack right now.
A lot.
First of all, Euphoria, because I've never seen the TV show, I didn't get the reference.
I got it
Yeah,
right away.
Same here, actually.
Did you?
That's why I thought, where's this going? Like, because Drake, for those of you guys who don't know, Drake is a producer on Euphoria. And go back pods back when
Yeah.
when the show first
When
came
you
out, it was
talked
probably
about
like
it, yeah.
it was probably like episode 3 or 4, and I was like, man, this is interesting, but this hard to watch, my
Yeah.
dude, because it over what-alizes youngsters. And I said what-alizes because YouTube be tripping out here, bro. They be trying to flag fucking videos for no reason. So do your homework. You know what it overwhatalizes the fucking teenagers. So Drake is a producer on that show.
Yeah.
So there's layers.
Right.
Go.
So, yeah, I didn't get that reference at first because I haven't seen the show. But when we started getting into Kendrick wanting to kick Drake off the black boat, get him out of the community,
Yeah.
that's when my ears perked up because now I'm like, well, what is this conversation? This is a little different. Originally listening to Euphoria, I wasn't like wowed. Just like you, it was like, it was cool. I think when we were talking about it before, I was like, it's like a B-. It's like an A student who you know is capable of A+ work. And it's
Kind of just
he
handing
just turned
an
it in.
assignment.
Yeah, just handed in the assignment.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sort of thing. But since then, the other couple that Kendrick has released, even the one that Drake did was pretty good. But now it's gotten very, very personal, very, very like, damn, I didn't know that about that guy. That sort of thing. And I'm a fan of the music, but I'm not like a big fan of the celebrity in either case. So I don't know their personal lives like that. Don't know, what their significant others look like.
You're not tuned into the mitote.
Yeah, I know what. Yeah, I know what.
Yeah.
I've seen a picture of Drake's son because it was him standing next to his son. But that's the only reason. Like I just don't care about. I like the music, and I'm not one of those fans that's like, I need to know everything about him and
Because
all
he
the
gives
trivia.
back to charity and all that.
Yeah,
type of shit.
it's like I don't need to know all that shit. It's just like hit me with the verses. Let's hear the music.
So they're
Classic
saying
music, keep it rocking.
so
Right.
They're saying Drake has a daughter too.
That's what's
Yeah,
going
okay.
on. Yeah.
You're getting ahead here, Jay.
Oh, am I?
Yeah.
You're getting.
We're gonna slow cook
We
this one.
getting ahead here, Jay. Don't
We'll
jump
slow
straight
cook this
there
one.
yet.
Sorry, man. My old age is catching
I
up.
want, bro. When you're 87 years old,
Yeah.
you might have a little bit of dementia
I gotta
here,
go,
Jason.
dude.
You know how when you make the soup and the chili and it's cooking all day, that's what we're doing.
We simmering.
Simmering.
Croctober's
So-
very own.
Jay,
What's up?
what did you think your first run through? Not now looking back. I want to try and capture that first run through of Euphoria. Were you like, oh shit, that was the headshot? Or were you like, where's this going? How did you feel
I
about
was like,
it?
where's this going? Because again, I didn't get the reference of
Of what he was
Yo,
trying to
title.
before,
do?
yeah,
okay.
of
Okay.
him producing Drake producing it, but it was dope. But then I heard Drake's what's the other one he dropped?
What's the name of it,
Was
Dom?
it
The new
Family
one?
Matters?
Family
Yeah,
Matters.
Family Matters. Yeah.
And I thought Drake got him on that, and then I mean I ain't gonna say got him because they're both really dope, dog. Like they're at a whole other level. It's entertaining.
You can say Drake got
But-
because that shit. That's
He-
what
he
I
goes,
thought when
dog,
I
like,
heard Family
I
Matters.
think-
So I was like, shit. Okay.
Yeah, and like I was reading all the words like on the YouTube fucking
Yeah.
video, and I was like,
Yeah.
damn.
He's hitting
Okay,
them. He's
okay.
hitting them.
And then
Yeah.
then Kendrick, I actually only heard that one that you played this morning. I didn't,
You hadn't heard
I
it till
didn't-
this
I hadn't heard
morning?
that one.
Oh, really?
Oh, hell no,
yeah.
Jay. That's crazy.
So hearing that one, he drops a lot of new stuff that I didn't
Information.
know.
New
Information,
To
you know.
Yeah.
Be nice about it.
Yeah.
So, but to be honest, bro, like it's entertaining, but like you, it's like I like the music, bro, and I'm just kind of like. The rap beef just doesn't entertain me too much anymore after a while. You know what I'm saying?
It's because Jay's 73.
Right. He's.
Yeah, dog.
Jay wants to see Bruce Springsteen beefing with Tom Petty.
You guys never seen that?
I didn't.
Oh, bro.
I missed that beef.
I was at the party.
Oh, shit. I seen when it started. Bruce Springsteen
That's
came
where
in some
that's where the
Levi's.
verses actually came from, bro.
It got real personal.
Okay.
Nah, but
So, okay.
So that's.
I
that-
see.
well,
Yeah.
okay. So what about you, man? Where are you at with this whole thing?
No, go to Family Matters. Where were you at
Okay.
when you heard Family Matters?
Okay. So, Kendrick dropped.
Yeah.
I was like, where's this going?
Yeah.
What's going on here? Holy shit. At that point for me, we had reached a tie. It was game 5 the next day, headed to Toronto, tied up 4-4 to me, and we were, man, this is entertaining. I'm like, oh, this is
Yeah.
hip hop ain't been talked about like this in forever. We're talking about lyrics. We're breaking it down. You got people online that are actually doing their homework and putting these metaphors together. And Kendrick is dissing Drake because of the name of the track, and he's connecting all these dots. It was active, bro.
Yeah.
And we haven't had that in this genre in a very, very long time.
Right.
Not even back to when M and MGK got into it. Because let's be real here. MGK's nowhere's near Eminem's level, dog. Eminem had to hike down just to have a place in this beef.
Yeah.
Drake and Kendrick are right there.
Yeah.
Kendrick has almost every one of his fucking albums is a hip hop classic. Let's just be real transparent about that here. He has classic fucking albums. I said this before. I don't think Drake does. Drake has more hit records.
Yeah.
He has more hit songs, but you got the classic album maker versus the superstar hit maker.
Uh-huh.
And they're on the same level here, right?
they
We haven't seen this since Jay-Z and Nas, maybe. To where two artists of this level were so close in accolades and who they are as individuals, right?
Okay.
Well, on the music end of
Yeah,
things.
at the time,
Obviously not
yeah.
the same
Yeah.
as individuals, dog. But musically, there was like Drake couldn't be like, I'm gonna ignore this shit because it's you know, Pusha T doesn't have hits like me. No one knows who Pusha T. Like Drake could brush that off and be like, oh nah, you know, I don't need to approach that. I don't need to talk
Right.
about it because he's not on my level, right?
Right.
Which, whatever. Either way,
Might have, yeah, kind
Whatever.
of worked, but
I mean,
a
but
lot
it's
of people
crazy
still
though.
say he lost that one too.
because he did.
But I mean,
Yeah.
because Pusha has bars. I mean, he may not be like have all the same accolades and hits and all that type of shit, but Pusha has fucking bars.
So,
dog.
that's what puts
Yeah.
us here now. Kendrick has bars and accolades.
Yeah.
So there's no dodging this smoke.
Yeah, you can't duck every fight.
No.
You know,
This
it's like,
fight-
it's different. It's like, okay, you're not in my weight class, but if you are,
Yes.
it's different.
And I'm not surprised that Kendrick is so strategical because look at look at the label he's on, bro. Look who he's. He may not be rubbing shoulders every day with them, but look who he's fucking rubbing shoulders with.
Oh,
bro.
you're talking about Dre,
M,
Aftermath.
Dre,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like 50, like he's rubbing shoulders with these big motherfuckers that actually that really do play chess. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And I'm not saying Drake doesn't. You know what I'm saying? But it just seems like Drake's burning all his motherfucking bridges with with his homies.
Well,
dog.
honestly,
Like,
right now it really feels like Drake is playing tic-tac-toe and Kendrick's playing 4D chess at this moment in time. They're just not the same. So that's what makes this interesting, just as the foundational pieces. They're equal as far as like, I'm not going to look down on you because like that it's an equal playing field, just in different ways.
Yeah.
So they had to take the shots. So going into before 616 dropped, which was the next record to come out after Euphoria, I had it. No, okay. Once 616 dropped, I had it tied up. I said, okay, this is even now. We're at 2-2, headed to Toronto, game 5, let's go. Then Drake dropped Family Matters with a video, getting rid of the Good Kid, Mad City van, right? And I thought to myself, I'm like, oh, okay, shit, Drake doing what he's supposed to do. Drake responded to a lot of the stuff Kendrick talked about. Kendrick talked about, I heard you got a ring. It's Pac's ring. He's wearing the ring in the video. Kendrick said, you never wore FUBU, but not Ralph. Was it Ralph Lauren?
Nah, Tommy Hilfiger.
Tommy Hilfiger was clear, but you never rocked FUBU. So he's rocking a FUBU shirt. So he did everything that he was supposed to do in his response.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because me, Dom, Johnny, and Matt, it was Friday night, and we're sitting in the fucking living room, already talking about it before Drake dropped, right?
Yeah.
We're having the conversation, and Drake drops Family Matters. We listen to it, and we're like, oh, shit. Here we go. We got us a real beef. This is a real battle. So we're talking about it, going back and forth, kind of dissecting the bars, talking about where we stand on it. Did Drake do what he's gonna do? When's Kendrick gonna drop? That whole conversation, right? Talking for about 30 minutes. I get up to get some water. I come sit back down, and Dom's like, oh shit, Kendrick dropped. I told him, what? Yeah, 616 early. He's like, no, he dropped something new right now. So we got to be there for all of this in real time, dog.
Yeah.
So we throw on Meet
Meet the
Grams right after. And that is some shit, my dude.
Yeah.
Meet the Grams is something different. It might be beyond disrespectful. Disrespectful might not be the correct word.
Okay. What's your take on it then?
That it was kind of difficult to listen to.
Really?
I felt like I was getting it felt like a fucking a true crime documentary. It felt like I was getting a glimpse in a court case I shouldn't be watching. Because the way Kendrick dissected, bro, he first he talks to his son. Then he talks to his mom and dad. Then his mom again. We'll get into that part specifically. And then he talks to his alleged daughter that he's been hiding. And then he talks to Drake. And he breaks this down. He doesn't yell. He sounds like a disappointed dad.
Yeah, I seen a comment that said this is like a dad giving a not a pep talk, but like a disappointed like
I'm disappointed in
I'm
you,
disappointed in you, son. Yeah.
You're out here fucking up, right? But he dropped it so fast that it completely took away from anything Drake was trying to do on his up-tempo, trap style bounce of a record he was trying to put out.
So what I noticed is somebody, I forget who posted it, but talking about Kendrick's diss track, he said it was originally 19 minutes long.
Oh my God, really?
And so I'm guessing that it's like they piecing it out. And so again, also with Drake's when he first dropped that that first one.
Yeah, what's the first one called, Don?
Drake's first one?
Yeah. What was it called? Damn, I can't remember. What the hell
anyway,
is the name?
he
Look
dropped
it up and tell us when you find it, Don.
And then like
Before Family Matters?
Yeah, it was
one,
before the Tupac record, but the very first one.
Push-ups.
Push-ups, yeah.
Drop and give me 50. Yeah, he starts the next one exactly where that one ends.
Yeah, exactly. Well, exactly, because the beat changes, and then the next one is that same beat where the beat changes, and then it changes
Trying to keep
again.
it PG.
Exactly,
He kept it the same.
PG.
Yeah.
So I'm almost thinking that that's just what it is. Like I don't think. I mean, I could be wrong, but it's all done. It's all built up. They're sectioning that shit off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like with the Al Green sample.
See, I kind of thought that too, and I think to a certain extent it was, especially those first ones. But then he dropped Yesterday and directly responded to everything that Drake was saying in his diss. So either he had already heard it, which I don't think so, but Kendrick responded to everything Drake said in his new one in less than 24 hours.
Yeah, they're not like us. It's crazy.
That's a fucking banger.
Crazy.
And he went West Coast with it.
Yeah.
He came with that Bay Area flow.
Yeah.
Got mustard on the beat. Oh, come on, dog. He just, at this point, Kendrick kicking a dead body.
Yo, think Drake can come back?
Okay. I mean, obviously, he needs to respond. Obviously, as a fan of what's going on and the entertainment aspect of it, I want him to respond. It's over, Doug.
You think?
It's fucking over. There's nothing he can say or do. Unless he has video footage of Kendrick in some insane situations.
Yeah.
There's too much, dog. Kendrick went, he said, fuck this rap shit.
Yeah.
This is for real now.
But Drake hasn't even really played that card about these alleged abuse on Kendrick's part with his girl and cheating on his girl and all that stuff. He's mentioned it, but he hasn't leaned into it. So I still feel like Drake, just from the rapport he's built up with the female audience, he still has that card to play. And if he's gonna come back with a haymaker, it's gonna be something like leaning toward that audience, trying to convince them.
But unless he's got more receipts, because even Kendrick said, he's like, you put money in the streets. I'm sorry I chose peace.
Yeah.
My life might be boring, but he straight said, he's like, I know what you're doing. And he said it in Euphoria. So doubling back now, after he dropped the rest of these pieces, right, to the puzzle, Euphoria is fucking amazing, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's amazing. He literally lets you know in that song, keep it keep it above the belt, my dude, because I got some shit that you don't want me to let fly. I know some shit that is going to damage you forever.
Yeah.
And obviously, I don't know either of these motherfuckers or either of the camps, right?
Yeah.
But just going off of what I've learned and what I've seen from Kendrick over the years and looking at his art and what he stands for and who he is, right? I don't think Kendrick would come with that much false information. I don't think Kendrick would come with that much fake news.
It'd be a big risk.
Does he strike you as that individual? Because I know you're a big K-Dot fan. Me and you have dissected his albums together multiple times. Does he strike you as the type of individual that would risk what he's established himself as just to throw some fraudulent accusations around?
No, I don't think he's lying about what he's talking about. I think, however, and this is the problem with Beef Records and this whole like back and forth, back and forth, it only escalates. So
you said it. We should have listened to Len words.
The shots only get broader. So Kendrick's not just attacking Aubrey, Drake, Graham. He's attacking everything that Drake as a monolith represents.
Yep.
So him as a man, the type of person he is, the type of culture he has and promotes in his music and all that stuff, that's what he's attacking. And Kendrick says he was just like, I'm what the people think.
Yeah.
You know, this is how the people really see you. You don't see yourself. We know you're, club hit, party hit guy, but we're not coming to you for advice. We're not asking you
You're
for
37 but showed up as a 7-year-old.
Yeah.
He said.
Yeah. That time is what he's on. So that's what I'm talking about. And Drake, to his credit, can come back with some things about Kendrick because obviously he's not perfect, and he even put out some of his own story in his music where he's talking about the mistakes he's made and all that stuff. But right now it feels like it's two types of black male artists that are being expounded upon right now, and we're talking about one type versus the other type, and which one is going to be the top of the pyramid. Because right now, we don't have a king.
Kendrick going for it.
Yeah.
There's
pyramids all over the world, dog. Why they
Well,
gotta
I
fight
know.
for the same one? Just kidding.
I'll build you another one, Jay.
I don't think.
Bro, I seen this funny. I'm gonna change it real quick. I seen this picture, and in the top it said, "Here is proof that that man did build the pyramids." Right, and it's like 10 people under this big ass fucking thing, and then someone like posted on there, and they're all, I'm more surprised that there's cameras back in 1400 AD
No shit.
or BC. I mean, oh, it's funny, dog. Anyway, my
Go
bad.
ahead, a picture.
I don't know. It's too much. I feel like Meet the Grams, bro. That's something different. We've entered new territory here.
Yeah, it's a different kind of.
Specifically, when I think it's at 2 minutes and 11 seconds into the record, he's talking to Drake's mom, and he says, "Your son is a sick individual with sick thoughts. I want him to fucking die. He deserves a cell with Weinstein," and proceeds to go down a fucking path that, if true, is fucking disgusting for one,
Yeah.
two, fucking insane.
Yeah.
And there's pieces that point that direction for years, right?
Yeah.
With his text messages to certain people. And there's some receipts. But and then Kendrick proceeds also before that in 616 to raise doubt in his camp. I have people that are working this
on your
for
team.
me.
Yeah, on your team.
What does
They
he
don't
say?
like you.
Yeah.
You don't think OVO
Works for me. He says you got 100 motherfuckers on the payroll and 20 of them want to see you dead.
Yeah.
And then the way he dropped the cover art too, like 6:16 in the morning with just those gloves. Then the
Yeah.
next one zooms out and you see all the pills.
jewelry
you see
receipts,
you see the
the
pills.
pills.
You see the shirt. You see you see that it's you see the Ozempic box, bro. Like it's this fucking man.
That's wild,
this
dude.
Kung Fu Kenny, bro, is diabolical, my dude.
Yeah.
He waited. So again, let's go back to last Sunday's pod. I was like, I'm done. This over. Kendrick probably not gonna respond. He's gonna wait for the album. It had its course. Cool, right? Kendrick to me was doing. It was the rope-a-dope. He was Muhammad Ali, and he was treating Drake like George Foreman. Go ahead, take your hits, punch, swing, and
Punch
take
yourself
all
out.
of, punch yourself out, swing as hard as you can, because I'm about to drop some shit.
Yeah.
And it was still, when he dropped, he's like, all right, keep
Settle
them
down.
gloves
Yeah.
up, my dude, because this is the beginning to the puzzle. This is the first piece. And he went there.
Yeah.
And then Kendrick even says it. He's like, this is what happens when the metaphors go over your head and you want to get in the mud and get dirty with it.
Yeah.
So here we go. Bring my family up. Let's
direct.
go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Speak on the family, Brody. Come on. Or Crody. Not even Brody.
Crowley.
You know what I'm saying? With a blammy, Crody. That shit. Bro, this fucking guy, man. Diabolical. So the way he's piecing this together is, it just seems like now he's so far ahead that he's almost lapping him.
You think?
What? Bro, he's fucking calling him a pedo. He's got fucking sex offenders on the payroll.
Yeah.
Brought up a possible another daughter. Questions his manhood, where he stands for the culture,
Yeah.
who he is as a person. Bro, he went there's no more personal. What the
Yeah.
fuck was he gonna do? Fuck his mom next? Like,
what difference does it make though? Like if you can't knock him off, like not, oh my God, not like knock him off.
mean
knock
like
him
off of his pedestal,
but
off
like
his
knock him
throne.
off the throne. Yeah,
Yeah.
like where it's like he's still credible enough to continue to have a career, and you're not destroying his career. Like, what difference does it make?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't see Drake going anywhere, bro. Like,
unless the feds come in and take him
I
somewhere.
mean, there's that, but career wise,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like they're always gonna want to have somebody. You know what I'm saying? And we know already that hip hop in general has been infiltrated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If not on the business side, definitely on the other side.
Well,
where-
because they're spreading a narrative that we didn't start, that the narrative didn't start here.
Yeah.
It's been infiltrated for them to support their agenda and spread a narrative that is 9 times out of 10 detrimental to us.
Yeah, and even that could very well be a lie and just used again as like a psychology thing where it's like, oh, we gave it to you
Yeah.
because you know you run the distribution of the industry. It's like that doesn't mean you gave us our own artful expression of ourselves.
For
Like,
sure.
fuck, that doesn't even make sense to me. But given that, I mean, and if they're cleaning house and letting people like Diddy go off into the sunset, and it's just like, you know, take what money you can, but, you know, we're not supporting you. You know, we got new crops of people, new other people that are, it's a cultural battle that is happening, and I really see it that way. You know, it's interesting for that regard, but I don't know that the audience is really willing to draw the line with either of these guys. One guy apparently is accused of abusing kids and being, you know, like
A sicko.
yeah, a sicko. The other guy is being accused of like beating on his girl and cheating and fucking around and, you know, doing all this other stuff.
as
So
he's
it's like-
saying, he's
right.
As he's saying, but he's saying he's like a whole dude. He's like not a whole dude, but like he has his values. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
Right. And that's
His
that's
morals, his values,
Morals,
he's
yeah.
trying to
Yeah.
take shots at who he is and what he stands
Right.
for. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's like nobody's perfect, but you know, when you have to pick an imperfect hero, who's it going to be? You know, who's the person who's close enough to what you represent? And for a lot of people, man, like they just want to party, they just want to dance, and they're still in that mode. These guys are battling over kids who are 20 years younger than us,
Yeah.
50 in your case.
Exactly. 62. Them words.
Damn, God.
I agree. I don't think, unless the feds come and knocking,
Yeah.
this
Neither
is
one of
not.
them
This
is-
is, bro. I mean, come on. I mean, look at what Michael Jackson went through.
Yeah.
I mean, did it damage his record sales?
Yeah.
I don't really think so. I mean, I don't have those statistics here, but I don't remember him being any less relevant even when he was going through the court cases.
Right.
Right.
No, they made him bigger.
I mean, it might have.
They made him bigger.
So
yeah.
no matter what, you're gonna have two sides, right? Someone's gonna pick somebody's camp, regardless. You're gonna have. I guarantee right now, if we were to bring up any of these conversations, whoever posted it, whatever, there's gonna be two sides. Drake 8, Kendrick 8. One side is not gonna be a clear victor again, unless somebody fucking gets arrested for the receipts that are fucking being brought to the table here.
Right. Right.
But I don't think it's got any long-term damage as far as like that kind of stuff goes. Again, unless we get into places where it's like, oh, whoa.
I mean, is it not getting kind of personal?
Oh,
it
no,
really
no,
is,
I'm not talking about personal. I'm talking about where someone could actually fucking have the feds come knocking at the motherfucking embassy and the cards come falling out on the table. Where receipts start coming out to where it's like, oh shit, this dude is like fucking Weinstein.
Yeah. I don't think either one of them have. I don't think Kendrick has the power to make a move like that and make something like that happen because too many people are eating off of Drake.
Yeah.
Way too many people eat off of Drake.
And they don't want to stop eating.
They're not gonna stop eating.
No matter what.
They're like, fuck that.
Unless he does something that makes them stop eating, that's when they'll throw him to the
Puffy.
wolves.
Yeah, exactly. Like Puffy. It's like when you turn and bite the hand that feeds you, that's when they got a problem with you. But as long as, they got the tapes and you got the tapes and everybody knows what's on the tapes, then, we can continue to do business and just keep it quiet.
But all that put aside.
Yeah.
Not talking about fans choosing sides. I'm talking about just breaking down the bars, breaking down the disrespect, where it sits right now. Kendrick, don't you think he's so far ahead right now that what's Drake gonna do? How does he come? Where does he come from? Like, what does he do from here?
If you limit it and you cut off, because that's where I'm actually interested. I'm more actually interested in what these guys represent and that argument or that conversation. But if we're just going to the bars, I say Family Matters by itself was worth maybe 2 of Kendrick's responses just because they just didn't sound inspired.
Oh man, I don't
Family
know.
Matters sounded inspired. That video where they're crushing that van,
I think it's just because of the way the beat sounded. It sounded like more of a record that you would just listen to. See, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Now we're into the weeds of what we talked about last time with your average consumers don't want to break down bars.
Yeah.
It's too
It's
much
just the
work.
music. Yeah.
Right? That's where it's at, I think. And Drake fucking knows that. He knows that. But when you do the work and you do the homework,
Right.
it's not close.
True.
It's not close.
Okay. I'll give you that, but
Because I think
If-
Family Matters
if
was Drake's best shot. I think Family Matters was better than Back to Back. That
I'll
might
give
be
you that.
That
I'll
might
give
be
you that.
Drake's best diss track.
Yeah.
And Kendrick said, "Hold my beer. I'm dropping 30 minutes after this, and we're taking all the air out of what you just said."
And Kendrick did drop his diss first, though, so he is ahead in that.
Kendrick
Yeah,
been dissing this motherfucker since
Well, yeah,
2000
but-
some shit.
Well, yeah, but like
but then Drake
he
been
started
sneak-
it with like
he
that.
started
Drake
it,
been
so
sneaking
he had
everybody.
he had the foot in the door.
Yeah.
Drake was like, "Oh shit," did his. And at that point, Kendrick was probably like already in his head, like, "Fuck this fool!" Like,
I think
Diss.
Kendrick hasn't liked him for a very long time. I honest to God, think when he says, "I hate the way you talk, I hate the way you," I really think he stands on that. And it was also a reference to DMX interview on Hot 97 when he said, "I hate Drake.
I hate Drake,
I hate his
yeah.
voice. I hate the way the way he looks. I hate what he stands for." And then homie proceeded to piss on his leg, but that's also another conversation.
But and that's my thing. It's like if everything, all being equal, everything everyone is saying is true. Let's just
Go off of that.
go
It's
off of it.
all
Like
true.
everything you said that's alleged is actually factual and it's true. Like where are we then?
We are in some fucking crazy times, bro.
Because then I'm really not fucking with either one. Dom said earlier he was like, I want Lauryn Hill to come back
Man.
and drop a diss record on both of them. And I was like, you know what? She probably destroy them and
Bro.
disappear.
J. Cole's somewhere right now charging up his mineral rocks, smiling, drinking some
Y'all gonna keep
coffee.
hating on my man.
if
J. Cole, man.
he stayed in it, do you think he would be more comparable to Kendrick?
You know what I think? This is my conspiracy mind here. I'm going to get into this here in
Let's
a little
go.
bit. This is my conspiracy brain here. I think maybe it wasn't K-Dot, but somebody said Cole. Maybe it was K-Dot. Let's go off of that it was K-Dot. Kendrick called up Cole. listen, my dog, I know you want to do this lyrical, schmirical, acrobat stuff and jab each other with bars. This is not that.
Yeah.
I don't like this motherfucker. I have receipts on this motherfucker. I want to destroy this motherfucker. If you get in the way of it, you're going to be rolled up in this. And I don't want it because I do fuck with you.
Yeah.
That's why Cole only caught strays. When Kendrick shot at Drake, Cole caught strays.
Yeah.
So Cole thought this was going to be, oh yeah, man, we're sparring. The top three are going to spar with each other. This is going to be dope. The MC in me loves this. And again, I would like to reiterate, I am a motherfucking Cole fan. Realistically, I would listen to Cole.
You just this is Rocky 4.
Right.
J. Cole is Apollo Creed. He was
Bro.
just like, this is an
Yeah.
exhibition, man. What are you
Well,
doing?
why the fuck you trying to knock my head off? What are you trying to kill me for?
And Kendrick was like, if he dies, he dies.
If he dies, he dies. And I think that might have happened, dog. Because his quick about face now, looking back from this perspective
Yeah.
and seeing the records and hearing how disrespectful it's getting and how personal,
Cole was like, man, I'm not.
he's
even
probably
getting
like,
into this shit."
nah, this
Yeah.
ain't what I wanted. This ain't what I was trying to do.
Yeah.
This isn't that type of a beef.
Yeah.
This goes way beyond
Right.
what I was trying to do.
See, and like Cole's,
I'm a bow out.
Cole is different though too because he's riding his bike through fucking New York, bro. So
Yeah.
like he has that type of like, that's him. So like he he's not a gangbanger. He's never been like that type of shit. So
And he don't pretend.
He doesn't pretend
No,
to.
he
And
doesn't.
so for him
Yeah.
to like hop into this beef, like it is outside of him, bro. It is
Yeah.
outside of his whole fucking.
Especially
it's-
where it's went, right? If
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
just lyrical sparring, right? Let's see who, lyrically can outdo each other. Then I think that would have been in his wheelhouse. This is not that, dog.
Yeah.
This is something else.
Yeah, it's an industry thing, and Kendrick is talking to Drake as if Drake represents the entire industry as it's been built, and that he is like one of those foundational pieces that like if it's gonna be, if you're gonna be out here doing your thing, like we're gonna address some shit. Like we're not just having you, go do your shit and we don't speak on it.
And then it goes even further than that. Go back to where at the 211 mark, I believe. Check my math, but it's when he says, Sandra, your son's a sick man. We at the 211 mark.
He was clowning his
Bro,
like, that shit
this
was wild,
guy,
bro.
diabolical.
Yeah.
Man, Kung Fu Kenny entered the chat and is not taking his foot off the fucking gas. Wouldn't be surprised if we left the pod right now
Yeah.
and there's another diss out. Wouldn't surprise me. But
Okay, go ahead.
you said Kendrick is talking about an industry, right?
Yeah.
That exists. He's talking more stuff here.
Yeah.
And at that mark is where he starts getting into that.
Mm-hmm.
He talks about Cat Williams said it, so I'm gonna speak my truth.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been in this industry for 12 years, and there's some weirdos and some sickos, and they're doing some weird sicko shit.
Yeah.
And what we've seen over the past few years that there's some validity to what he's saying, my dog.
Yes.
Things that used to just be conspiracy, crazy mumbo jumbo are coming to light, and it makes things like that, it makes you go, I don't know, man. Once what sounded completely crazy and impossible doesn't sound like that anymore.
Right.
Because he's talking about, and again, this might be my conspiracy brain here.
Okay.
He's talking about an app that these big individuals, these superstars, these actors, rappers, artists,
powerful
powerful
weirdos.
people,
Yeah.
money, people with significant amounts of money
Yeah.
use to traffic little kids.
Yeah.
And that, bro, that's getting into a place now where it's like, what? Like what?
Yeah.
And again, we've seen this now. Like things have happened before he made this claim that are substantiating claims like this.
Right.
And it got me thinking as he was saying that, because again, I like throwing some conspiracy theories at the wall. Makes for some entertaining conversations. Just hit the fucking button, Jay. Let's fucking hit Leonard's fucking theory, and we're gonna go here. You know what I'm saying? Len works. I'm gonna
Yeah.
turn to you first.
Okay.
What is a conspiracy theory that you heard, that
Okay.
you've maybe looked into,
Okay.
that still kind of keeps you up at night sometimes when you think about it?
That keeps me up at night?
Or has you playing mental gymnastics with it?
Man, mental gymnastics.
One that really fucks with you.
I mean, I'm trying not to tell too much on myself. People will be like, damn, bro, you really believe in that shit?
No,
Okay.
but it's not saying that you believe in it.
Okay.
It's just a conspiracy theory that you heard
Okay.
that has you having a tug of war battle mentally.
Yeah. Okay. I got that for sure. There are, in some conversations, explanations of why the world is the way it is. And essentially, we're in a laboratory. Our planet is a lab that is controlled, and it's all controlled. And no matter where we go or what we do or what we try to accomplish, we're still here. You know what I mean? Like, you can't escape it. You can't go anywhere else. And there's certain choices that you have to make. And those choices are forced upon you. You look at the world the way it's designed naturally, in the natural state, abundance is normal. The fact that we all, everywhere, every human on earth is like encumbered with work. You have to work
You have
to
to
create. Yeah, you have to work. You have to do. You can't just pick a piece of land, till it, grow your food, live there.
No.
Yeah, you got to pay somebody to do something to that. Just that whole mechanism of the entire world being administered by someone. There are actually like groups, and they're not all human, that are doing that, and they've controlled this as their own colony. So that's what the planet might be, is just a colony of working people.
What individuals are said to be the ones that control this? Are they aliens that can't, like the Anunnaki type of situation, where like alien human hybrids that, you know, gave us their DNA and created us to be workers?
Well, Anunnaki just means people from the sky. So
Yeah, that's what I mean.
yeah,
like
so
the ones that came
absolutely
here first.
that.
Yeah.
Absolutely that. And I think that's kind of why a lot of those stories kind of go back to the similar origin, where someone came from the sky, found, you know, female humans, start fucking them because they're so beautiful, which they are.
Facts.
Right.
This is true, Len Words.
Right.
This
Even
is true.
even in the aliens, they're
Even
like,
when you're
man.
82 like
Yeah.
Jay,
Yep.
you don't
Right.
lose.
I'll be
your,
fucking.
Right.
See what happens when Grandpa starts wilding out for
Right,
his
right,
birthday.
right.
Fucking
Got
no,
this-
no filter.
Cialis is popping. So that's the conspiracy theory that I'm just like, shit, man. That just kind of makes it all kind of feel futile. Where
Yeah.
it's like, fuck, man. Like, if it goes to that level where it's like there are entities that have either been here or been controlling this place for hundreds and thousands of years, and they're literally just like slow cooking us like frogs in a pot.
Just to
We're
mind
like, we're like
Yeah.
that game. What is that game? The Sims.
Yeah, yeah.
That's us in real life for them.
And that for me is like, well, fuck, man. Like, I feel like it doesn't really matter how, you know, smart or successful or, you know, wise or good as a person you become, because at the end of the day, it's just like, you guys are just here
You're
for
right.
chum, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Why even try? We should just all give up.
I'm not saying give up. I'm saying let's find these lizard people and get them.
The or is it the lizards or the grays?
Well, it's the lizards, it's the grays.
The
There's
grays.
okay, so there's a whole like confederation of these entities.
that just
I
have
only
us
know the
here
lizards
mining,
and the grays.
mining
No,
Earth
there's-
as workers.
Yeah, because
mining Earth as workers.
yeah.
So but before you get into who's in this confederation,
yeah.
what would they be like? Like, are we mining energy for them? Are we mining something to make their previous planet whole again?
Great
Like,
question.
What are they
Okay.
using our work for?
Two things that I see.
Uh-huh.
Tangible, gold. Intangible. You ever see Monsters, Inc.?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fear and screams.
Fear, screams, that emotional energy is actually something that
That's tangible and they can utilize.
they can use that energy. So so the more people are like charged up, because imagine like the heat that comes off your body
It's all
when
frequency.
you get angry.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if someone could just like siphon that off, they just want to keep hitting you with the buzzer, trying to make you jump,
Yeah.
because the more scared, the more angry, the more hurt. And that gets into like the blood magic and the rituals and all the other shit that people say some people do in secret places.
And
it's
they
like
also say they hide the truth in plain sight, right? So
Right,
you brought
correct.
up Monsters Inc.
Yeah.
Right? What did you just say before Monsters Inc? You said, fuck, I can't remember exactly what you said, Jay. But they put it in the news, they put it in movies, and they put it in entertainment. You hide the truth in plain sight,
Right.
To make it look more like, oh no,
it's
what?
just a
Oh,
joke.
it's just
Yeah,
a joke. We're just
yeah.
messing
Or you're
around.
reading too far into that.
Yeah.
But people have been killed for less. So and have said and there's all sorts of like other things that like gets down into the nitty gritty of how that affects your life. But for me, the most like the one thing that I just never could mentally resolve is like once I got into that shit, I was just like, fuck, man, like this shit is just endless, man. Like
It don't stop.
yeah, it's just like, all right, well, fuck it, man. What if everybody on the planet did get together and we were all, copacetic and cool, but then we found out that there's a whole nother something that's monitoring us outside of our planet that's like, oh, they got together.
I'm sure they wouldn't like
just
that.
hit the button and blow
Reset.
that bitch
Yeah,
up.
blow that bitch up. Yeah.
Well, isn't that what happened at the end of the Matrix?
Yeah. Well, he
They all got
flew out of
together.
there. Yeah.
He flew out of there. He got with the machines.
Yeah.
There was peace, but it doesn't last that long. It was
Right.
a reset.
Yeah.
But it's got to come back. It's
Yeah.
got to. And we're not talking about the fourth one. That horrendous piece of shit doesn't
Oh.
exist. We're just going to the third. But it's the same for me, dog. Like when you start pulling at that thread, you realize that it doesn't end.
Yeah. It just keeps going.
And then you start thinking about, okay, when people have passed away, they talk about seeing a bright light, right? Well, what if that's just you going back to the top of the laboratory? Okay, I finished my work here. Yep, time to go back.
Yeah.
And or again, what if the bright light is just you being born again,
Right.
and you're
You go into
being pushed out of your mom?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or the bright lights because you're laying on the motherfucking table in the hospital and they got one of those bitches.
Also,
Yeah.
or your
On
brain's
fluorescent.
firing and you got all of the whatchamacallit, the DMT going, and it's going crazy inside of your brain as well.
Yeah.
It's one thing we won't know until we cross that bridge, right?
No.
But then again, will we know? Because if that is the case, me personally, I know other people, everybody's different. I have no recollection of previous lives.
Yeah.
Or do I? Maybe that's deja vu. Maybe those are dreams.
Right.
Why do you? Yeah.
Maybe those are dreams, right? Maybe a dream is a way for you to enter an alternate reality that you're existing in.
Yeah.
Because I've had some weird ass dreams, bro.
I've heard, and I kind of ascribe to the theory that the dream world is the actual real world.
I was just
And
about
right
to
now
say
we're
that.
dreaming.
And we're dreaming in this world because in this world we have so many like rules that we have to operate underneath.
In dreams, we don't.
In dreams, there's no gravity. There's no like limitation. You can be here and be there and be other places, and you can immediately, as fast as you can think, you can go there. That
So we're-
sounds more like a higher level than this.
So we're plugged into the Matrix right now.
Yeah,
My
essentially, like that's where we are.
Somewhere
It's just not.
in dream reality,
Mm-hmm.
I am naked at Smith's. And I can't find no clothes. I know I'm naked.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be naked.
So that's a dream you've had?
Yeah, it's a recurring dream. And it's
Right-
always
right after
Smith's.
he was
What does that
watching
mean?
Breaking Bad.
Have you looked it up what that means?
The
Being
same-
naked in a
Nah,
dream?
man, I haven't. But maybe it probably means that I feel vulnerable, Jason.
Yes, bro.
He saw
Speak on
that
it.
that Fugue State episode
I
of Breaking
feel,
Bad.
I feel
It was-
vulnerable, Jay. I am
it worked for
vulnerable.
Walter.
I'm exposed, Jay.
Oh.
Maybe that's what it stands for.
Yeah.
Pause.
That one fucks with me too
That
because
one's-
that
yeah.
leans into. I feel like that conspiracy theory and the simulation theory kind of walk hand in hand with each other. They're from the same conversation.
Right.
And what also is fucking insane about that is when you start looking at the connections between, again, the Anunnaki, the people from the sky, and the connections across the entire planet.
Right.
That can't be explained because they had no Wi-Fi or no global communication back then.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What they've taught us.
Yeah.
Again, the lie detector seems sometimes to determine that is a lie.
Yeah.
Because it's too precise, it's too perfect, it's too passed down, it's too like you got a cabinet to build from IKEA. They all came with the same instructions.
Right.
It's the same cabinet, moved around by fucking geology and time. That people weren't supposed to be connected, but if you really start looking into it, it seems like they were.
Yeah.
Same kind
Yeah.
of.
I think in the past, maybe in the ancient past, we already mastered the natural connections between ourselves and nature and all that other stuff, and that stuff is now forgotten. But
I can see that.
it was already something that we mastered. Like, I feel like we're kind of on this like downward trend of, you know, understanding and all that stuff. That's why I had a lot of hope for this being an era of reawakening. That's why I think
in music or
But it
just
might-
in general,
My brother, it might,
you know,
we might be seeing the breaking
the
point
beginning of it.
We
yeah.
might see the beginning of it because people are
Yeah.
starting to ask questions that they never did before.
Right,
It
right.
seems like things are coming to the surface that have been hidden for years, and people are like, I don't know, bro. This
Yeah, that shit
sounds
don't make too
that
much
don't
sense.
make no
Yeah.
damn sense. Why are we doing this?
I love that people are like, especially people that look like me, are now revisiting the conversation about the slavery story.
Yeah.
And asking a lot of questions about like, how is it that you got millions of people over here starting for like 400 years ago, but you didn't have ships big enough until the late 1800s? Like, so how the fuck could you have, like, would you bring them over like
The math just isn't really
1,500 people at a time?
Yeah,
Like, how
yeah.
many times? Not
And
to
then they
mention
said that a bunch of them jumped off and didn't want to
Yeah.
come anyways.
Not
right?
to-
So they lost a bunch in them
in the oceans,
bringing them over here.
Not to mention the actual motions in the oceans, the gyres, the natural like cycles of like ocean water and stuff. If you've actually seen a map, South America is way closer to Africa than the East Coast in North America, and you can come off of West Africa, like right under the Horn of West Africa, and go out there without like power, with just like setting a sail, and you can float naturally just by following the current into Brazil
It's crazy.
and into the West Indies. But we're supposed to believe that somebody way up here took people from there, picked up some people here, and then went straight across this way. You would have been lost at sea. Like, you can't get across the Atlantic. Even now, you can't get across the Atlantic that way. But when did we ever have those conversations in school? When did they ever explain it? It was always, like Goody Mob said, you was bought, you was sold. And that was the whole story. And
Yep.
that's all they ever
That was
told
it.
us.
When you control the narrative,
Yeah.
you get to tell the story however you want.
Yeah.
And if you start early enough, it's hard to reprogram that machine.
Yeah. That's how you convince a whole generation of people that they can be Negroes, that they can be black, that they can be American Indians, that they can be African American, that they can be all this shit. And it's like, you're talking about the same people. You're talking about the people who've been here. You know, you just keep reclassifying them and hiding their identity from them and stealing their history
Yeah.
and then telling them they're crazy. But it's like, again, it's like a fucking petri dish. It's like, why are we in this laboratory? Why are we dealing with this bullshit when it's so obviously bullshit? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So I'm enjoying the fact that it seems like people are asking more questions. I just hope, because I saw during the pandemic how quickly people believed a lie or a half truth. I won't call it a complete lie, but a half truth that was manipulated. And that's what scares me. It's like, I've already seen that people can wholesale be convinced that, well, this is just what we're doing. It's like, well, who's doing it? I don't know. We're just doing it.
Well, I think the masses,
Yeah.
That's
the
scary
masses
as fuck, man.
would much rather drink a sweet lie than a bitter truth.
Yeah.
It's easier to sell it. Even if they
Yeah.
do feel like they're being lied to, the lie is comfortable. It's a comfortable lie.
Yeah.
Right? It's a weighted, you got anxiety blanket lie.
Yeah.
It's going to keep you docile, it's going to keep you comfortable, and it's going to keep you not asking too many questions versus a bitter truth that's hard to fucking take, bro, and it's uncomfortable, and the conversations get uncomfortable, and it makes you feel weird, and it makes you feel like you probably should, because when you're docile and you're comfortable, you're just going to lay there.
You don't
and let
want
it
to address it. You don't
Now
want
you
to
don't
talk
address.
about
I'm
that shit.
comfortable.
And this is why the Kendrick and the Drake conversation is so important, because Kendrick represents, no, it's time for truth. It's
We gotta
time
have these
for
conversations.
disclosure. It's time to discuss
Even
this
if
shit.
it's uncomfortable.
Yeah, and Drake is saying, keep on dancing, keep
Yeah.
on bopping.
He tells him you can't tootsie slide your way out of this.
Yeah,
one.
exactly.
You can't
Exactly.
tootsie slide your way out of
Yeah,
this one.
it's time to uncover these facts, man, and let's really talk about what we're
So,
doing out here.
You know what conspiracy theory really fucks with me. It's not as that one too. That one's on the list. I think about that quite often. Again, it was one of the things that used to spiral me into anxiety attack when I was younger. Looking at our food, right? Looking at it, you said people don't know how to like grow stuff anymore. We're not living off of the land. It's become comfortable. We're comfortable with the people that are in charge giving us what we need to survive, giving us the food. We go to the grocery store. Hey, that looks cool. That's a trusted company. I need to buy that.
I
right?
love Nabisco.
Until you flip that shit around and you realize that shit is bioengineered trash.
Yeah.
They are feeding us chemicals and fucking poison, bro.
Bro, but it's USDA approved.
Yeah, bro. Coca-Cola stands behind it.
Yeah.
It's in a pretty package, and it's what we've known since we were little kids. Again, it goes to the programming that started when we were little.
Yeah.
So you look at it, and then even where they place these things in the grocery store, they're right at the eye level of the kids when they're walking around.
Right.
Colorful. Put a fucking rabbit on the motherfucker, right? Throw a rainbow on that bitch, right? Have a cool little character with a fucking Lucky Charms hat and shit like that. But when you turn that shit over and you realize, oh man, high fructose corn syrup.
Yeah.
We got bioengineered fucking shit in here.
Something,
We're talking about GMO. Like and what's fucked up is that food is cheaper than the food that we should be eating. So it's easier. Not only are you fighting the marketing behind it, you're fighting the ability to be able to buy a lot of it because it's cheaper.
Yeah.
We don't know any better. And why? Why are they intentionally feeding us this shit that's gonna kill us? Why are they intentionally giving us forever chemicals that we'll never get rid of?
Because it continues to separate us from the earth. The earth is what we come from. We're all created from the biologicals that already existed here. Like, whether you believe in evolution or intervention, some kind, from the sky people, whatever.
I think it all kind of wraps back around to the medical system, bro. Like, there's no money in medical if there ain't people that are sick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, well, if they could pay for the organic shit, they could pay the extra $20 or $50, whatever, then they can do that. But we're gonna pump them this shit, all this full of like diabetes, all this shit ready that's gonna fuck you up. And then what? Then what? You got to go get diabetes medicine.
We got to sell them the cure too.
But that,
yeah, bro.
But even that, like the manipulation of the cost of it is crazy because real food isn't expensive. There's seeds in it. It grows it like it.
But now
all you have to do is keep planting the seeds.
Now they're trying to get rid of the seeds.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. It's like
that's
that's wild. That's wild. But that's what I'm saying. Like there's some concerted effort to separate us from what is natural, and I think that's the most diabolical of all schemes and
that's
plots.
the real theory behind it all.
Yeah, it's like to take natural people and natural human beings and separate them from their own natural thought, their own natural way of being, and give them something artificial that you can control. And, their outcomes are what their outcomes are. And if they lose their mind or get angry about it, you could just be like, well, they're crazy. I don't know why they're acting like
This
that.
is crazy.
Yeah.
They're crazy. They're a conspiracy
Oh, they got
theorist.
a conspiracy theory.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's just like, but there's only 6 companies that run this shit. You know what I'm saying? Or there's only 3 now that own everything.
And you said it yourself.
That's crazy.
You said it yourself. You mean to tell me it's not easier to give us actual, natural, real fucking food that's not grown in a goddamn laboratory?
It could
No.
be. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Bro, you said it yourself. It has seeds. The shit grows its fucking self, man.
Right. It's
You ain't
natural,
gotta. You don't gotta reinvent the wheel, bro. I don't need an apple that doesn't have seeds that will eat itself and drive my car. What the fuck? Get out of here. What we need is here.
Yeah.
And the same thing with you talking about the pharmaceutical company, the medical company, right? I seen an article yesterday where the first observable chimpanzee took an herb and he had something. It was like a wound here on his face, and he took the herb and he chewed it up and he made a paste and he put it. Bro, this is observed.
Yeah.
He knew what herb. He knew how to do it. He put it on his injury, and guess what happened? He healed himself.
Yeah.
No direction from human beings.
Yeah.
Nothing.
No instruction manual.
No instruction manual.
No label.
No newscaster telling you got to get these
No
herbs.
doctor.
to watch
No
it on
doctor to
YouTube.
prescribe. What doctor
Yeah,
prescribed the,
no
the
doctor
herb?
prescribed.
That's
but it
pretty
was,
dope, bro.
But it was there.
That's really dope.
Because
Yeah.
everything we have is here. Like you said, bro, we're all made of the same stuff.
Yeah.
The same star particles exist in everything that is organic here.
Yeah. Exactly.
And we're the ones who've made all this non-organic shit, right? And now we're eating it. There's
Yeah.
fucking plastic in our food, bro. That's
Yeah.
crazy. For what? For what? Oh, it makes it last longer, but it don't make us last longer.
Yeah.
Cancer, all these crazy diseases on the rise. And
Yeah.
so you mean to tell me, like, I eat all this stuff, I eat this shit that they've been pumping to me since I was a little kid.
Yeah.
I make it to my 50s or whatever, and I have the worst. Oh, I don't know, man. Must be genetic.
Yeah.
What? And then you spend the last 10, 12, 20 years or whatever the fuck, if you're lucky,
Right.
horribly
Horrible,
sick, paying that, they're going back and forth doing this shit because you drank the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Figuratively
Literally.
and, literally, metaphorically, all of it.
Right.
You drank what they were pumping, and it does seem like there's a connection.
But okay, so if you came to a planet full of God's people, God's like people who could create with their mind, people who are that powerful, how do you control them? You got to convince them that they're not gods.
I actually just heard
True.
something about that. That what you just said, we gods can manifest something just by thinking.
Mm-hmm.
When you think about it, like obviously, yeah, when we think about something, it doesn't just automatically appear.
Right. Thank God.
But
'cause-
right,
yeah.
we can manifest it and be like, oh
Right.
shit, you know what? I need to build this. It needs legs.
And it happens.
This, that, it needs a cover. You know,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we can take, bro. People, they say God can bring people into this world, take them out.
So can we.
So can we, dog.
Right.
We have the power to end life, dog. Like whether
Yeah.
it's a person, an animal, we could bring people back into this world. So like
We
what you
create
just
them.
said is
Yeah.
you tell people. I'm not saying we're gods, bro, but we do have
No, you can say
extra power,
You can
like
say it.
extra like power, like brain power, to where
Yeah.
it's like we make shit happen, we
Yeah.
manifest it. There's fucking skyscrapers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like. There's ways to do this shit, but like to not call us, like to say we're gods or to not call us gods, it's like we're playing right into
Well,
like
when
that
you
Right.
scheme.
say that, some people, right? And that's the reason why you felt the need to say that.
Yeah.
Because there's some people that to them, that's the most blasphemous stuff you could ever say. What was Jesus saying? He was saying exactly what you just said, my dog. When you go back and look at what he was, he's like, I'm a God.
I know,
you're
I was
a God.
chilling with him.
We're all gods. I said, I'm a God, you're a God. That's what he was saying. But they don't want you to get into that stuff because that's when you start talking about a frequency they don't want you emitting.
And I actually seen that on a video that Luther Vandross talks about, where he says it. He said it better than me, but
Yeah.
that's where I seen it, and it actually got me thinking. I was like, you know what? That's right.
When you really think about like the things that we identify the power of God being, we're always trying to like humanize it. And we
Yeah.
think that's wrong, but it's actually telling you a secret. It's like that's what we come from. Like we're not separate from it. And it's only our egos and what we've been taught to teach us, oh, well, you're not that. And it's like, yeah, okay, I'm not everything, but I'm a part of it. I'm
Yep.
here. I'm there's levels to this. There's levels to everything. So maybe I'm not a god of the entire earth. I don't control your world. I don't control your world, but I damn sure control mine.
But you also
I can
affect-
manifest my existence.
But you also affect both of our worlds.
Yes,
Whether
exactly.
you control it or not, you
Yeah.
still have an effect on it.
Right.
That's powerful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the Kai Balyan said it, and that's what spiraled. That's what completely cracked open his egg for me, dog.
Yeah.
When I read the words "We are the universe experiencing itself," that fucked me up for so long. It was almost like I unlocked a memory. It was almost
Right.
like it was a memory that was in the
Right.
back of my mind that I unlocked. And I'm like, we are the universe experiencing itself. So that means we're the universe in human form experiencing existence from that level, right? So when you start thinking about that, you start talking about, gods and we are gods and we create and we destroy. We are creators, right? Our creator, we are creators. So when you zoom back out, right, to the microscopic, let's go inside of in our gut, right? Our tripas. We have bacteria that live inside of us To them, we are their entire universe.
Right. Mhm.
Like we
Exactly.
live inside of our universe, and it goes on for infinity, right? So and then when you think about it, it's talking about the unlocked memory, right? So when you think about your subconscious mind, right? Your subconscious mind is always there. It's always there, but you can't tap into it all the time. So to me, the subconscious mind is what's plugged into the universe.
Absolutely.
Right? So the universe is like an outlet in the wall, right? We have a plug directly into the outlet, my brother. But what's different about an electrical outlet than our subconscious mind is an electrical outlet can only send power, right? We can send, or it can only send power to what's plugged into it, right? We can send and receive through that outlet in the wall, through our subconscious mind. And I think that's where manifestation, prayer, whatever word you want to use, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
That's where it's created. If you're sending a frequency out of your subconscious into the universe, what you're plugged into, if your frequency is negative and nasty and my life is horrible and blah, 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 I'm a negative person, I don't like people being successful, my brother, guess what? And I've seen it. I've seen this in real life. Those people live like that.
Right.
They get exactly that. Now, I'm not saying we can all go around pissing rainbows and shitting Skittles because that's not realistic. But if you can stay on that frequency of, I got this. This is what I want. Not even just this is what I want. This is who I am.
Right.
This is who I already am. I am this individual.
Right.
And you live in that frequency and you vibrate in that frequency 90% of the time, that's what you're going to tend to see, my brother.
Yeah. And further to that point, I think that's why it's so important what you teach people and how you teach them to think and what you encourage them to think. Because if that power in that setup is always working, then I just want people to know that they're safe. Because if you start manifesting that you're safe and you stop believing that you're in danger, what circumstances are you going to create for yourself?
Safe ones.
Safe ones for you. Doesn't require a gun, doesn't require a war, doesn't require retaliation against anyone. It's just in between your head. You have to.
Well, because you start taking steps to like, as corny as it sounds, but to be safe. You're like, well, shit, you know what? Maybe I ain't gonna chill with the homie real quick because he was trying to do some shit.
Homie just got stabbed yesterday.
Yeah,
right.
You know what I mean? So, but you start taking these little small steps that actually change that pattern, and your path changes a little bit.
And if that just a thought existed in a certain place at a certain time, then certain people wouldn't have jumped in planes and flew them into buildings and done all this other damage elsewhere in different kind of ways all over history. Every time, it's always someone who's obsessed with, I have to do something to fix this world. I got to change this world. That's when they radicalize you. And they make you think, oh, it's just these certain groups. And it's like, nah, man, it's the people who are telling you to be fucking scared all the time. It's the people who are telling you you're always in danger. Come to me. I have the answers. If you just vote for me, you just believe in me. Or it's just like, it's all that shit.
And they keep you vibrating on that frequency.
Correct.
And
So you're always needing them because they've taught you to think that you always need them.
And once you get to them and they make you feel a little more comfortable, it's that little bit of dopamine, it's that little bit of endorphins. Oh, they made me feel comfortable again.
Yeah.
I knew it. I
I'm
knew I could
safe.
trust them. I'm safe
Yeah.
until I'm not safe again.
Right.
They keep you on this
it's-
weird this weird frequency where you're not palpable, you're moldable.
Yeah.
You're like Play-Doh.
Yeah.
They can mold you into whatever they're trying to mold you in, right? A consumer that just
a voter,
right? A hater, right? Just whatever they want to mold you into, they can by keeping you in this frequency that you don't know that you're a creator, bro.
Yeah, and you can just literally create.
Well, and knowledge too,
better.
bro. Like they've been trying to take books out of schools. You know what I'm saying? Like there's knowledge that you have to have. You have to have the knowledge.
I didn't even know that the Kaibal Yan existed until I was like 26 years old, maybe 25 years old.
Yeah,
that book's older than the Bible, right? So obviously I was raised Catholic. If I would have brought that book up, bro, I would have stayed every day during fucking catechism.
The Gnostics are older than the Bible, but the Kabbalion was written in like early 1900s. So the three initiates put that.
Yeah, that's
forth,
what I mean, though, like
later,
the-
but that
the
that
knowledge.
Thought, because that goes back to Thoth. That's
and,
Thoth.
and here we
That's his
round
shit.
and
And
round we
again,
go.
bro, coming back to the knowledge, it's like, look at they're, we've been saying that they're dumbing us down. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's like they don't
Trying to.
With
It's not working.
The food, with the entertainment, and again, I know we just spent
We're getting
fucking
deep here,
35.
but yeah.
No, but we just spent 35 minutes talking about exactly what they want us to talk about, right?
Yeah. Yep.
We did.
Yeah.
Because us as individuals, we crave, or maybe not crave, maybe that's the word. We pay attention to drama.
Right.
We
Okay.
pay attention to drama. We
Yeah.
we watch negativity more than we do positivity, and we
Right.
try and make someone that is on the positive side of things feel like a bozo, and oh, you're cringe.
Yeah. You're giving me
You
the
positive?
icks. Yeah.
Ugh, gross. Get out of here. Stop trying to motivate me.
We
I
get
want
it.
to. I
Yeah.
want negative, bro.
Yeah.
Get in a fight. I want scandal. Ah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, and I think that speaks to our tendency to do that, but I also think that it's not necessarily a bad thing because we can take the conversation higher. We can extrapolate and look at these specific rappers and entertainers and say, yeah, but what do they represent in culture, in
Yep.
black culture?
And does it align with
Yeah.
what I want to represent?
Exactly. Is
Do-
this what I want to continue to go on?
Because music,
Yeah.
we were talking about frequencies and all that. Everything's
Oh, yeah.
frequency, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So music, perfect. There's a perfect way to segue and a perfect way to cap end this. Music is just frequencies, right? So if your favorite artist, when you find out that they don't align with what you stand for, you need to eliminate that frequency. And if you never find out, right? You never find out who they really are, then you'll never really know what you're being sold
right?
through frequencies that you don't even
It's
realize.
tough. Yeah.
That's it's,
'Cause
bro.
you
It's a
don't
fight.
know you don't really know what you're eating.
No, you really don't.
Yeah.
All the way around, bro. So, on that note, I know Jay's got a curfew because he's 92.
I got to get back to the home,
He's
guys.
got to get back to the home.
Bingo
He's
and
got to take
buffets.
bingo and buffets. He's
See you
got
at
to
the bingo hall.
He's got to take his medication. So we got to get the fuck up out of here, Jay, or what?
Let's do it, bro. Yeah, let's do it.
Hi, my dog. Episode 61 in the books, fellas. 62. I was saying, no, last week 61 was in the books.
Yes.
I was just reiterating.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. I remember.
Last week was 61. This week 62.
Did I hear a niner in there?
A niner. Jay's 89er. Until next time. Respect and connect. Peace.
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 It's picker than Nick.